February 25, 1206. District Court, Defendant Lobby, No. 2. It didn't say AM or PM. Like normal.
Ambiguous. Hurry, Edgeworth.
Like the trial broke and Edgeworth just like walked with Phoenix out of there. Like to clearly the wrong lobby.
No, you're straight. It's not just forging evidence. You're colluding with the defense.
He is decidedly colluding with the defense right now.
I didn't mean to get you in trouble.
Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours. I hope I'm not uninterrupted anything, pals. Yes I am. I'll come back later. Oh.
Wait, Detective Gumshoe. What is it?
You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around him on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals.
Take it Lana's been having you run errands again.
And let me tell you, this is the last time, pal. Here, she asked me to give you this to you if there was a break in today's trial. Well, who is that?
That is Sherlock Holmes.
Hey, in this game, it's Herlock Sholmes. Get it right. You'll find out in 7 games, 8, 9 games.
Hey, if you want to be here 8 or 9 games from now, make sure that you hit us with a follow.
That's true. We'll see you in 4 years.
Evidence law. Edgeworth was just talking about this the other day.
You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Right, Mr. Right?
It seems so.
They clearly say some evidence law, really?
I'm a lawyer, not to brag.
The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message.
Message?
Yeah, she said, if you're planning to take him on, you're gonna need this book.
Him. I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Evidence law securely slipped into pocket. That's not how you read.
There are 2 rules of evidence law? Doesn't look like that book will do you any good now, though. All that's left now is the chief prosecutor's sentence.
That's where you're wrong, Detective.
No? Haven't you figured it out yet? I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat, despite all these allegations being thrown at me. Mr. Edgeworth. The real trial today hasn't begun yet. What else is there left to do? Her credibility's been all but ruined with this forged evidence you were unaware of. Emma Skye found out she unwittingly caused a man's death. And now you're telling me you want to do more? You gotta be kidding me, pal.
You're missing the point, Detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman.
Oh, yeah.
She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there.
What?
We're gonna expose him, no matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end.
Chat's right, it is still like 5 felonies, but the only felony they care about here is murder. February 25, 1252, District Court, Courtroom No. 9.
Lying in court is also illegal, and nobody gets in trouble for that. In fact, it's our job to like prove it. They clearly lied, but can you show them this is
like Angel Star should be very much arrested.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor.
The inquiry committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions.
Thank you for the news, Your Honor.
Yes, well, normally this is where the prosecution calls forth a witness. But, this isn't easy to say. You see, there is some concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have,
struck a bargain? You think I may have manipulated the witnesses?
I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone has been talking and...
Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution.
Solution?
That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses.
What? But there's no precedent for what you're proposing.
Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? Unbelievable. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecution's proposal. Then it's settled. The defense may now call forth the next witness.
Mr. Wright.
Ah,
You do realize this is your last chance? If you call the wrong witness, this trial will be as good as over.
defense calls the court record into question.
I would too.
Can we? We can't look at the court record, can we?
No,
we didn't read
cannot.
evidence law.
We did not. We don't need evidence law.
Can we call Bruce Goodman to the stand?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If Maya was here, maybe she could channel him. Actually, she's dog shit at channeling because she didn't sit under waterfalls.
That sucks. Okay, real conversation before we do this.
Yes.
Right. Not Jake Marshall. Not Goodman.
Jake Marshall. And not Mike Meekins.
Probably Meekins because he's a murderer.
That's true. That's true.
And not Angel Star. We're done with that.
Okay, so
I don't think
Sisters?
calling Lana is very useful
Right.
at the current moment, but I don't think that we have the weight to call Gant yet, do we?
We probably do.
Yeah, I guess.
Let's just try it. I mean, he's like, at the very least, he's like implicated in like the forgery of the previous trial, right?
Yeah.
Like
Why
'cause-
is his name not popped up? Let's make sure his name pops up right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand. Damon Gant! What does he have to do with anything? As a defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it.
As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way.
Despite his history.
Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? Well, I mean, Edgeworth ain't manipulating him. At the very least.
True! All right, bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand. Well.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
What is this? Some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch.
Your name and occupation, sir.
Worthy, are you sure you want to do this?
Your name and occupation.
So, you want to play hardball, eh? Please, Mr. Gant. Fine. My name is Damon Gant. I'm the acting chief of police. Now then, Chief Gant, the court requests to hear your testimony. Oh, Ratto, what's with the grim face? First, let's clear up this SL9 incident. Oh, you mean that time when Lana's sister murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already. There are still some things unaccounted for. Oh, like what? The role you played in all of this. Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. You are aware of the course that I, as chief of police, have all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
He's gonna shoot Phoenix.
Weapons? Sure. Take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to. What? Is that true? Can we look at court? Can we look at court evidence law right now?
Evidence law. We
We have to
evidence
read this.
law.
Rule number
Not related.
1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. He's only the acting police chief. I'd like to point this out. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial.
Well,
we can say that it's if we can prove it's relevant.
that's I guess so.
I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify.
Who made that law? Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks.
Don't worry. I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you. Very well. The witness may now begin his testimony. SL9. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, We slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. Well, I've got some comments about that,
Yeah.
sir. Is that when Doc was also arrested? He was just lying on the floor, unconscious. When Emma sent Neil flying, it seems Doc bumped his head. I see. Everything seems pretty clear-cut. Police chief has the right to refuse to testify. Then I'd better hit him hard and fast.
Yeah, he's like
SL9.
He's like definitely lying. We found a bunch of shit in his safe. Also probably illegal, but like, you know, we found it, so who cares?
Oh yeah. All of our evidence acquisition is definitively like actually illegal. Like
Yeah,
everything that we do is super illegal.
Should we present like the evidence list or like the jar? What do you think?
Let's start with the evidence list.
Yeah, let's try that. Chat. We should present the jar. Never mind. All right.
You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery. But I'm afraid that's a claim you cannot back up. Explain yourself. Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this list, for example. That's the list Emma Skye drew her picture on. This was discovered at your desk. Not only that, but a piece of this jar that was sitting in your office was found inside of your safe. It was found where? You see, Chief Gant, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation. Oh, he's got a good point. His head where is spiky. Chief Gant, what is the meaning of this? Oh.
Yeah, don't call that. Come on.
Here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy.
I'm not a defense attorney.
So, you admit to it then? That you were involved in the forgery? Who, me? Or do you mean you?
What? Got him. Uno reverse
Damn,
card.
I just got Uno reverse carded. Me? Why would I have anything to do with that? Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can do something too. Isn't that right, Righto?
Objection! However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation.
Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment. What? Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work. Yes, well, in light of the detective's presence.
Shut the fuck up, Chad. Anyway.
Please give your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office and their relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene. My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together. Evidence and forgery. Let's see. What was it now? A jar fragment and a list? For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. They were found after Doc was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in the forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to use observed protocol. You do understand that I am chief of police, right? There will be consequences. Oh. Indeed, I believe I will press charges, just so you won't make the same mistake again. My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know. All right, Udgy. In return, though. I know. That place, right? Huh? What are these guys, telepathic? In cahoots? What do you mean by that? Is he blackmailing the judge?
Chat, they are not fucking. Alright, let's see. Can't prove when. They're found after. They're worthless. No reason I participate. Okay, well.
Every sentence here sucks.
Yeah, like, I feel like I want to press on, like, all these.
Yeah, we can just start pressing if we want.
Yeah.
I'd appreciate it if you'd stop making these ridiculous accusations. Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that. What? I'll have you know, back in the day, I once broke into a cattle ranch and tipped. Mr. Wright, what are you saying? Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry any evidence, did you? If you have proof to contrary, you're gonna need it later.
Later? What are you talking about?
What else? I'm talking about when Rido's prints are found. Yeah, if there's found inside my safe, they would prove his investigation was illegal. Grr. I've never faced anyone as slimy as this guy.
Okay, no, but that was a felony.
Tipping a cow is not a felony.
There.
Yeah, hold on. Tipping a cow is not a felony.
Yeah, I mean, breaking and entering into a safe is arguably a felony. Arguably.
No, that is.
Arguably. No, I mean, arguably. Phoenix would argue it in court that it's not.
Phoenix is right. He defends justice.
That's true.
He would just find somebody else guilty for another bigger crime.
Yeah, Gumshoe would be arrested. Maybe it was the Blue Badger.
Yeah, it was the Blue Badger. It was Mike Meekins.
Oh, that piece of shit. Look at this man. Mass murderer.
What do you mean by that? This is all purely hypothetical, of course. But suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery. If concealing evidence found at a crime scene isn't forgery, I'm not through speaking yet, Rido. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered. They were found after dark. Man, that was worthless. Are you saying that this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation? It would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Dark was sentenced. Oh, and wouldn't that be convenient?
Right. The Chief is talking about a possibility, so long as you can't rule that out. The remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time.
Tell me something I don't know. Come on now, Rido. Think about it. No reason I'd participate in a forgery.
Chat, like, crimes that aren't, like, death penalty worthy don't matter in the Eastern Universe, so don't even worry about it.
Like
we don't get, like, a non-murder trial until, like, 9 more games. Let's see. Let's press him there.
You don't lose anything by it, right?
Yeah.
How could you look me in the eyes and say that? Because I'm innocent.
He's closing his eyes.
You closed your eyes. Remember? Who was it that murdered Neil? I'm not sure I care for the word murder here. But in the end, the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was Emma Skye. Well, now do you see? Rearranging the crime scene. Really, Chief Gant? I just keep saying really.
Yeah.
Phoenix is just pissed off about all the sentences that he's saying as I am. At the very least, there is one very large benefit you've reaped from all of this. Oh, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit? That would, of course, be the position you have. Chief of Police. Oh! The resolution of this SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That in itself is sufficient motive. I think this is the first time we've talked motive in this entire game series. Oh, that's a good one. Huh? Do you really think I'm that incompetent? What do you mean? Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of the SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little. Is that true, Edgeworth?
Yes, he was going to be made chief anyway.
Ah! Careful with pointing that finger, or you might be the one pointed at.
So that means... there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else.
Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and my woman. There. It's out in the open now. Udgy, would you mind if I change my testimony a little? By all means, please do. You know? Okay, he is spitting.
He's right.
I love this sentence.
Yep.
Do it. Send it.
Yeah, press it.
Nothing in it for you. Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly.
Alright.
That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you'd better think again.
Alright. You don't feel sorry for anyone.
Tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised.
You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though.
Oh, that's a good one, Worthy. Could there have been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, who would have helped him? Would he have helped somebody out?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, at least to me, I think it's pretty straightforward that he wanted to control, like, the prosecutor's office, so he really,
True, you may not help someone out for their sake. But it would benefit you. You might decide to assist somebody. Mr. Wright, it appears you're positively determined to betray the chief. As a nice man who likes to lend people a hand. That's not what I mean. Very well, then. Who is this person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge evidence? Mike Meekins.
True.
Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. The defendant? I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Skye fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? And as for Chief Gant, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean? After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Skye was appointed chief prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant. But how would he profit from all of this?
He would be able to use the chief prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations.
Do you mean to tell me that, despite the chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? Oh, wait! You must mean puppet as in someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind. Admit it, Chief. You assisted Lana Skye in forging evidence. Your motive? To appoint her as chief prosecutor so you could control her. Righto, my boy. You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. What? Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing? Lana? She's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she's testifying against Gant. I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture.
Unless that is also what happened in this incident.
This incident? Which one would that be?
Of course I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her.
Worthy, you better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. Just what do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement. What? 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 Wow, that would make a lot of sense for everything else that's happened. Never mind, he's a liar. Order! 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 I said order!
Oh, all right, man, okay.
Mr. Wright, you can't be serious. Huh? This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in our entire law enforcement agency. To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder? Impossible!
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
I guess if the judge says it, that makes sense. Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edgeworth said in easier to understand language.
It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now.
Us? Looks like he's the one who decided to go through with this. Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder? Good question.
Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. Question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell.
I see. All right, then. Let's see what Mr. Wright's got. And it better be good. Show us the evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of... Can you please prosecute Detective Chief Gant? Okay.
Oh, you know what? No. The Sevens, right?
Yeah. Well, that ties him to the fake. That ties him to the evidence room murder.
Yeah.
But that gets him into the room with the evidence locker that was already open from beforehand. Which
yeah, and there was a suspicious amount of blood in.
Yeah. This is the ID card list. Yeah, the one who shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 7777777. Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that's my card number. It's your number. Got him. Arrest him.
Get him. Tackle him,
What?
bailiff.
How do you know that? The safe in Chief Gant's office required a code to open. A 7-digit code. 7 digits? You don't mean... I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 7777777. The same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime.
I don't know, it's really unlikely that he'd have that number.
Maybe just like sevens. Order! Order! Chief Gant, what do you have to say? Nothing. The defense's search of my office was in violation of regulations.
And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card.
Chief Gant, so you admit it. You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime? What about it? I'm the chief of police, whether it's in the evidence room or the bathroom. What's the difference? I can go anywhere I want.
Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone?
I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room.
He shit blood in the evidence room. That's why there's so much blood there.
Going alone to the evidence room both simultaneously suggests that he either goes in there to like forge evidence by himself, or that he's also lying and killed somebody else. You know,
Yep.
He loses either way. Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he? Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days. You hadn't seen him in days? Chief Gant, I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met Detective Goodman. What do you mean? This trial's purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt.
Objection! No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting?
In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm gonna have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime. One of the things specifically says that he was requested to go meet him. It was maybe towards the end. Wait. Go back by one. Go, yeah. Wait, go.
No, look.
Yeah. Also go back one. Oh, for funsies.
Yeah.
Also
I was going to Edgeworth, though.
Brought back to his office by Gant's request. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime.
Or to be more accurate, Jacob Marshall stole it.
Another crime. Incidental to this crime. So, Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He would have had to give that report to the Chief of Police. Yeah, you are in possession of the report, which means you can be sure he filed it. He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. He needed to? Yes, to transfer the evidence out. Oh! Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room. I accompanied him. There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room. Wow, that makes a lot of sense. They're going together. Hold on. Let me guess what you're going to say next. I, the Chief of Police, murdered poor Goodman. Can we screenshot this and just submit that?
Yeah, got
That's a confession.
Add it to the court record.
Exactly. But wait! The Chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card. Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort.
Objection! No. Sorry, but that's not possible.
Huh?
According to the record, your card was only used once. Yet you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body.
Oh,
Jesus.
No. Whoa, God. I don't know how to scream like that. No.
There we go.
I'm a firing by lasers. Also,
maybe he caused a power
admitting
outage.
to that is also admitting to lying in court directly before it. I haven't seen Goodman in days. Yeah, now that I think about it, I went to my card yesterday. Yeah. Whoa, Gant, what do you have to say about all of this? The murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime, for no one in their right mind. They would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course.
Objection! You're forgetting, Mr. Wright. The victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot. How did he manage to move it there?
He's a big guy. I was at the police department the entire day, you know.
And everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony.
Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal. Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey, you, take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so. Chief Gant, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And this time, I thought it was a useless clue just taking up space. Mike Meekins.
Yeah, true.
How could the chief have moved the body? Mr. Wright, show us this evidence. To move the victim's body, Chief can't use this.
Now it's a screwdriver,
badger.
right?
The blue badge. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is how he moved the Detective Goodman's body. What's that? A screwdriver? Did he shove the entire body inside of the confines of this tiny little tool?
It's a clown screwdriver. That's what we weren't ready for.
But what does this have to do with the case? Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is this screwdriver doing here?
It's here because... Ah! I was asked to go, but Chief Gant no less. Yes. He told me you wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office.
But you did, because Chief Gant asked you to.
You mean I...
am an accomplice.
Damn.
The body found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car? I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Cars are good for moving things. That makes sense. Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Yes, unless, of course, you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye.
Oh, they're accomplices?
Oh, he's implicating his own client, explicitly. Order, order, order! What's going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal in the defense's outrageous accusations? Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. This was not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite.
There's a photo of the body being taken from the trunk.
Chief Gant, please say something. I believe your time's up. My time is up? Sorry, Rado, but I'm having lunch with the District Attorney General after this. We have to get going if we're going to make it in time for the early bird special. But the cross-examination isn't finished yet. Remember what I told you earlier? A police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
Pulls jetpack. It's like shoots out of there.
I'm out of here, Rado. Hear me animate that.
Do it.
Weapons! Like the right to refuse to testify. I'm invoking that right now. What? That is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to being considered.
Objection.
Oh, I hit it so hard that the game closed. What the fuck? There we go. All right, we're back. it tabbed me out. We're good.
Andy has been killed.
We're good.
So you're just going to run away after all of this?
Run away? Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? There, take that one again. Screenshot. Yeah. But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now. Well, You think I had Lana dispose of the body? If so, then show your proof and get it over with. I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gant is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright, Your Honor, do you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Skye dispose of his body?
Oh, fuck.
Do I have any concrete proof?
I don't know that we do, honestly.
Wait, okay, look at Lana's phone real quick.
Yeah.
Do we have a call record? And is that...
No.
We only have the... Okay.
We only have to call the Emma. I don't know that we actually have anything.
Go back to the note. The SL9 note.
It's just Goodman's.
Yeah. And 221 was the thing.
Yeah, this is just the stub from Edgeworth parking.
What about the crime photo? Hold on. No.
Again, there's nothing there tying
the singular
him.
barrel.
Not this. I mean, it's like this is literally it, and we've already tried that. Well, okay, we tried these two things.
We don't have fingerprinting, but lost item report we've used, evidence room, floor plans. There's a lot of blood.
The blue
there.
badger. Yeah, but that's not like Gant's.
I mean, there's a lot more blood than would have happened from the other one. So like.
Oh, sure.
It still would have happened there, so the stabbing couldn't have happened. But that's not what he's asking about. It's not asking, do I have... It's not concrete proof. Did the murder take place in the police department? It's his involvement.
Did do it, yeah. Which I don't
Did we use that half-wiped fingerprint for the other stuff? Yeah. That's Marshall's print.
Yeah, that's Marshall's.
Okay, hold on. So things we haven't used correctly, or fully, I think. At the end, we have this piece of cloth.
Not relevant yet.
And we have the evidence list that was torn in half. But I guess that's exclusively there. So, I mean, what's the... Can you hover over the cloth description? Bears in Disguise prints. Still
that's not relevant to this case either.
No. What about the... Wait, security videotape? No, we know what that is.
we definitely
Please don't show it.
I think we don't have anything. Let's save.
True.
Let's save. I'm okay with shipping not approved yet.
Your mom is gay.
Set it in.
Yeah. It's no use. It's no use showing evidence. I'm not even sure of myself. No, Your Honor. At present, I have no conclusive evidence. See, G. In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for your allegations against the chief. What? Here's a tip. Never gamble what you can't afford to lose, Rado. Seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, Urgy. I'll leave the rest to you.
Like a bad end?
I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to a senior officer in our nation's law enforcement agency.
Objection! Lady Luck, maybe we should have a word with her.
Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean?
There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony.
A lady who knows the truth? Another witness?
In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony.
But Chief Gant has invoked his right to refuse to testify.
Let's show someone else. One more witness who can answer all the questions raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room.
Mr. Edgeworth, who is this person?
Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling the witnesses today.
Like Meekins. Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist? She may not be willing to tell the truth, but we can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls forth Lana Skye.
Yeah, definitely.
Defendant. Miss Lana Skye. She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 p.m. on February 21st. Her task, to dispose of the victim's body. In accordance with a certain someone's orders. Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution has no objections, Your Honor.
Very well. The court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony. This court is now in I think that's you.
Hold on, maybe?
Huh?
Oh, got you.
Chief Gant, I thought you were going to eat. Listen good, Lana. He's talking to Lana. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences. Threatening somebody in a courtroom? Hello?
Yep.
That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder. This isn't good. Of course, you'd never support such an outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. All right, then. I've got a lunch date to meet.
Ooh, he's dating the district attorney? Scandalous.
That's a conflict of interests.
I think that's the least of our problems.
Okay. If there aren't any further objections, this court is now in recess.
Oh, boy.
I object to him threatening a
Why'd you
witness.
move back to the defendant's room?
February 25, 2:04 p.m. Okay, now we have the PM marker. District Court, Defendant Lobby, No. 2.
Looks like we managed to stay in the game.
Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgy.
Now that chief, that's something else, eh, pals?
Detective Gumshoe.
I'm not a detective anymore.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Don't worry. I've already decided where to work now. At your office.
God. My office.
Sure. I'll take the place of that top-knotted girl you used to work with.
Yo.
Let's go.
Could he mean Maya?
Still, looks like we're all out of moves now. Chief gets done again. How is it he always gets the upper hand?
Not fair. He has the right to refuse to testify.
Huh. Settle down, right? Remember what the judge said?
But Chief, that's not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered. Risks? What did he mean by that?
It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true.
Meaning forfeits his right to say anything too?
Say anything too?
Emma, are you okay?
Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery.
So, she heard everything that's been going on. Emma, I'm sorry for what I said before.
No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved that I killed him.
Relieved?
Yeah, I hate cowboys. Now I finally know what really happened. You think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man? And she did it all just to protect me.
Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her.
What do you mean?
What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Gant's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside. To force herself to do anything and everything the chief told her to do.
That must be why she became so cold.
It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall.
Hey, don't go blaming yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal. I'm the Joker, baby.
Chief Gant may be able to fool everyone else with his fortune.
It's just like the Joker.
You can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor.
He is the Joker, baby.
You started sounding like Joker yourself, pal.
I see.
Oh, we better get back. It's time for the final act.
Emma, why don't you wait?
No, I'm not going with you. Or I am going with you, I mean.
Oh!
I want to be there. When Lana tells the truth.
Let's go. Let's go. Right, it's time to end this.
We live in a society. I kid you not, that is the funniest freaking society joke I've ever heard in my life.
It was not funny.
Yeah, we live in a society, pal. I'm the Joker, baby.